On the Medical Watch for you this afternoon, stopping the heart to save a life.
Medical reporter Dina Bair reports on this unique approach.
No breath, no blood flow for 20 minutes. It was enough time for surgeons to save a young man so he could welcome a new life. It's a heartwarming story, and the key to making this operation work is cold.
Just running and working out the gym, I first noticed just shortness of breath.
The symptoms didn't make sense for the young and fit police officer who was looking forward to the birth of his first child. Eventually, Brandon Clabo saw a cardiologist.
He seemed kind of alarmed with what he was seeing, and he wanted to call me an ambulance right away and send me straight to the emergency room for that.
He has basically almost every vessel in his lungs has an aspect of this blockage in it.
Acute blood clots, one or two at a time, are more common and one of the leading causes of hospitalization in the U.S. But Brandon had clots in 18 of the 20 branches of his lungs. The condition is called chronic thromboembolic pulmonary hypertension, or CTEPH, a rare complication of the acute clotting process that impacts just 2 to 5% of patients.
It's a disease where old or chronic blood clots make the pressures in the lungs go up, and that's what the pulmonary hypertension means, which can ultimately impact the right side of the heart and cause right heart failure.
That's exactly what was happening to Brandon.
The right side, which is the side that's bright here, is almost twice the size of his left side. And so that is indicative of the strain that's being caused by the high pressures in his lungs.
I couldn't even do simple daily tasks, walking upstairs, walking long distances.
Looking deeper into his lungs.
And this portion here is about as wide as the tip of my finger. Out here it's much thinner, much smaller. That's indicative of a blockage.
Blood thinners are the first line of treatment for CTEPH, but they weren't helping. The 30-year-old was getting sicker.
In February, I ended up passing out twice at home.
His only option was a highly specialized surgery performed under what's called circulatory arrest.
In order to see down each of the 20 branch vessels, because they're only a few millimeters wide, we have to have a period of time with no blood flow at all whatsoever.
Patients are put on a heart-lung machine, and their core body temperature is lowered to less than 70 degrees. That gives surgeons 20 minutes to operate on one lung. Circulation is then restored for 10 minutes, then stopped again, so work can be done on the other lung.
If you've ever heard stories of people falling into Lake Michigan in the winter, their heart stops, but they survive. It's because they cool down because of the cold temperatures in the lake. So we do that, but in a controlled fashion.
Working through an incision in the main pulmonary artery, surgeons used tiny instruments to capture and remove the multiple clots inside Brandon's vessels. The day after he was released from the hospital,
go baby, go baby.
His wife Amanda delivered baby Declan, a happy and healthy boy.
Thankfully, timing worked out perfectly to where I was there next to my wife and was there able to hold my son when he was born.
They tell us that they feel like they are a whole new person. They can breathe again, they can take deep breaths, and then seeing these patients in follow-up, learning from them that they're back to lifting and exercising and running a mile is a truly sort of heartwarming sort of story to hear.
Truly saved my life, and if not for them, I'm not sure where I would be at today without them.
CTEPH isn't hereditary, and doctors don't know why some people develop the rare complication. There are only a few centers in the U.S. with the training to perform this surgery. Back to you.